Do that.
Yes.
Why, that's them boys from the Bearback podcast.
I know Bearback's dead name. There's you.
So, good afternoon. It's a Bearback special, we'll call it.
Or May Mac.
Hashtag
Hashtag May Mac.
No, it needs to be
That's
Mac.
what it is.
It has to be Mac first.
Or is it? Mac May.
Because he's the one that's bringing all this to the table.
That's
It's true. As always, I'm joined by Brian Gallagher, MMA coach for the Scottish Hit Squad, my coach as well, and I'm joined by my boxing coach, who's the former WBU World Champion, and a legitimate boxing coach as well. So we've got a few different angles for this. MMA coach, boxing coach, and then myself as an MMA fighter. So I think we should go first and just ask. We'll ask Lawrence, since you're a guest. The question I want to know is who you got.
Oh, it's got to be Mayweather. It's got to be Mayweather. I cannot, for the life of me, understand why anybody, when they sit back and they actually really think about the fight, can choose anyone else apart from Floyd Mayweather.
Go for it.
Myself. I'm going to leave mine at the end, so I'll give
No,
mine.
no,
Not because it's no straightforward. Because winning, well, it's good for McGregor. A win for McGregor might be a knockout win. It's just
Well, we're talking about
who's winning the fight.
Winning the fight.
I think Mayweather's going to win the fight.
Right, I'm pretty much in the same boat, but my
Heart's going to
my heart
McGregor.
says McGregor.
I hope he knocks him out.
I know. That'll be- So, let's hear it. What are we going to bat halfway first? Lawrence says.
What do you mean?
Lawrence says this can go no other way other than.
But I want to ask first is why is the boxing community, why the upsets? Like the hardcore boxing community is upset about the event. What's the reason? There is a bit of upset.
I understand why they're upset. Right, first of all, let's look at Floyd Mayweather. Right, Floyd Mayweather's last fight against Andre Berto, and everybody looked and went, "Is this it? Is this how you're finishing off? You're going to finish off in 49. You haven't taken the record, and you're going to finish off against Berto, a guy who we look at you and we think you're beating him every single day of the week." And they were annoyed at that. But then he's went one better. He's went one better. And he's going for the record. He's going for the 50. And he's going for the 50 against a man who has never had a professional boxing match.
Could we claim McGregor is the greatest boxer of all time in this?
If he wins.
No, it doesn't need to win.
Nah.
One fight, biggest pay-per-view of all time. Fighting the best guy in the world. Surely that puts you in contention of being the best boxer in the world.
Mixing with the greatest. Right. So, right, so you're upset, but folk are upset at McGregor. No Mayweather. I seen it be like, oh, McGregor's rubbish, he can't punch. Oh. He's shite, some people say he's shite. He's not punching properly.
I get that as well.
But is it not really Mayweather folk should be mad at rather than actually McGregor?
They should be mad. They're mad at Mayweather, but they're mad at the whole situation. In order to get a $100 million fight against Floyd Mayweather, they feel that you should have earned that right in a boxing ring. And Conor McGregor, this isn't something I'm annoyed about, but I'm not annoyed at Conor McGregor. I think it's incredible. I take my hat off to Conor McGregor for this. He has talked his way into fighting Floyd Mayweather for $100 million. And all he's got to show for it is his mouth. It's the only reason it's happened is because he shouted at it long enough.
I don't think there's another boxer that could bring the same amount of numbers and money to the table than McGregor.
McGregor's bringing more to this than Mayweather.
McGregor's putting eyes on boxing.
Who wants to see, as you said in your opening statement there, who wants to see Mayweather fight another bum to get up to 50? He's not going to get all that money. He's not going to get the same amount of money. He's not going to get the same amount of press than fighting Conor McGregor.
If Floyd Mayweather wanted to sit back and see who won out of Canelo and Golovkin and then fight that person,
he's not going to fight a stud.
Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to win that fight? Because there's two different
styles.
There's two different. People are bringing different numbers there for Canelo and Golovkin. Canelo's bringing big numbers. If Golovkin wins, his last fight, I'm sure it was like 200,000 buys at pay-per-views. But Canelo's the pull there. So see if Golovkin wins, and he's already beat Canelo.
He'll be the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, and because of that, he'll bring different numbers. See, although he's a knockout artist, he's not the dramatic punching knockout artist. You don't see the head snapping back to somebody lying down. He basically crunches somebody over a few rounds. So he's not always that dramatic to watch. He just does what he does. So Canelo, for me, would be the better marketing one to win. And I actually think Canelo will win. I think Canelo will win. But going back to the McGregor and Mayweather thing, I think people are annoyed because he hasn't earned it. McGregor hasn't done anything in the sport of boxing to merit the level of fight and the level of income that he's going to bring to the sport of boxing.
I think he has, because he's shown it in MMA. He's got punching power, right? Where he's lost his fights has been on the ground. Where McGregor's won his fights is in the stand-up. Crazy power, and everybody who's sparred with him, everybody who's fought against him says he's got crazy power, and that left hand can land.
No, they don't. The last person, the most high profile sparring partner that he's had, when you initially read the reports from the MMA press.
Who's this, Paulie?
Paulie Malignaggi. When you initially read the reports from the MMA press, you got little clips saying people say that Conor McGregor has godlike power. That was a quote from Paul Malignaggi, and it was then followed by another quote. When he hits you, you certainly feel it. And that was what they put down as the quote from Paul Malignaggi. He then released, the boxing press released the full interview, and it went something along the lines of, people say that Conor McGregor has godlike power. He doesn't have godlike power. He has grown man power. It's the kind of power that you certainly don't want to hit you, but it's not something you're going to be particularly bothered about. And that was
the sort of bottom ass a wee bit when he get put in his bum.
Well,
but the worst thing about that is he came out and he made it out as if it was a push, as if it wasn't a knockdown, and he went on to Ariel Helwani and he publicly.
There's a couple of things there.
I'm not 100% convinced. Haven't seen the clip, right?
It's a punch.
Well, you know what?
Hey.
What are we watching? Well, listen, you get the clip there?
I've got the clip.
Right, okay. Right. Because a couple of things I noticed about that. Right. Mate, let's see what
That's a punch.
I don't think there's anything in it.
So what you're saying is he's off balance?
I think he's off balance. I think he's tired. I think you can tell. See, as he lands, his body's curved, his arms are going up, his head is off the canvas. If it would the referee count it as a knockdown? Maybe.
I would say so.
Maybe.
Oh,
but no, maybe.
That's a knock.
I don't see him particularly clean in it. So maybe it would get counted as a knockdown, maybe it wouldn't. The key thing here is that Paulie Malignaggi there does not look particularly hurted. He does not look particularly hurted by the punch. He's on his way up while he's going down. Is that the kind of power that is going to bother somebody like Floyd Mayweather? No, I don't think it is. And the other thing about power in MMA versus power in boxing, and this isn't me insulting MMA, but I keep when I'm teaching you guys, I keep speaking about the importance of no taking these unnecessary shots, because in boxing, in order for that power to really have a devastating effect, a knockout, you're down for 10 seconds. In MMA, the referee's having a good look at you after 1 or 2 seconds. So there's a difference in the power requirements there for a 10-second knockout compared to a 2-second knockout.
The one thing I take away from it, the key thing is, they're saying this is the 11th or 12th round, and Paulie says this. Mm-hmm. For me, McGregor should be tired, no Paulie. He's like, I was tired. I think he should be able to work his way, be cute enough about the ring, to be holding his own.
No,
and McGregor looks fresh there.
I don't think. I would expect it totally the other way around.
Oh, come on!
Because you've got a guy like.
The way I look at it, right? You take a two-time world, you take a two-time world champion jiu-jitsu guy against any. I'm using it jiu-jitsu. I know it's different perspective. against any MMA fighter. Doing just jiu-jitsu, they'll find their places where to rest, where they can chill out, where they can put him under pressure, and they'll make the other person tired. Do you know what I mean? Whereas that's what I thought Paulie should have been doing. I thought he should have been.
You said that Paulie was unfit.
Yeah.
He's not been training.
He had known he'd been training for 3 weeks, but it wasn't a lot. And he had a fight. He retired 4 months ago, was it?
Yeah.
Aye.
I'd seen you put this comment out. You said that McGregor's knocked him out. Right? Aye, he maybe no knocked him out, but knocked him down. That's fine. But he's knocked down an opponent who is out of camp. McGregor's in camp. McGregor's got all the best of the best. Let's be honest, he's going to have the best cardio for this fight. So
the way I see it though is that professional. No, I don't. The way I see it is, it takes a professional boxer 2 years, maybe more, to go from 4 rounds to 12 rounds. McGregor's not done 12 rounds in his life. Paulie Malignaggi should be taking him to deep water, getting him tired in areas.
Paulie Malignaggi doesn't take him to deep water. Paulie Malignaggi.
He's a 2-time world champion. Come on.
Paulie Malignaggi
he should be able to move and be cute enough.
Paulie Malignaggi as an active professional world champion didn't take people to deep water. Paulie Malignaggi was a guy that used skill and fitness to do his thing for 12 rounds, right? Having been in this section, let's take for instance a scenario where me, when I'm younger and fitter, I go on holiday for a fortnight. I come back for that holiday, I'm a bus ball, right? I'm not doing 12 rounds.
Because you've done it with an MMA fighter.
No, I'll tell you what I would have done, right? I'll tell you what I would have done. If I'm sparring somebody and they're not as good as me, and I'm starting to tire just because of my own conditioning,
Would you have the skill?
I would have stiffened the shots up, right? Because see you do skill. You don't just go do skill once. You've got to do skill again and again and again, and because you've got this big relentless man coming at you, right? So you've got to be able to keep going, right? And if you're not fit, you can't do that. So what you would try and do then is you would stiffen up the shots and try and slow your opponent down by hurting him, right? Malignaggi doesn't hurt people. He never ever has. So you've got this relentless force coming at you, and with the best will in the world, everybody tires. Now you spoke about the jiu-jitsu scenario, right? What you've then got is every sport has its energy systems. Every sport has its different requirements. In boxing, when you actually start analysing what you're doing, if you're having to keep going all the time, you're not able to just drag that pace down, have a nice wee cruise about.
But that shows skill in Conor McGregor, being able to keep up the pace and keep him under pressure and make him tired. I think it does.
It shows a level of skill.
It does show skill.
It shows a level of skill, but nothing that I think anybody should be basing anything on.
Could you go in and spar an MMA guy then out and hold your own?
Depending on who the MMA guy is.
We'll use a guy for the gym. Let's say Chris Bongard. Chris Bongard, roughly about the same height and weight. No much off it.
It's probably more off it than you realise. It's probably more off it.
Right, so Chris Bongard, who's in a fight camp. You're not in a fight camp. Could you go in and hold your own with Chris Bongard and keep him at bay? Just 12 rounds of boxing.
Using feet work and movement.
Using only feet work and movement.
And just obviously punch.
But we're not talking about power.
You've trained for 3 weeks.
But we're not talking about power. Only feet work.
Paulie Malignaggi has power, regardless. He can punch. He's a professional boxer.
Have a look at Paulie Malignaggi's stoppage ratio. It's almost non-existent. And there was an interview.
What is his stoppage ratio?
I can't remember. There was an interview done with Freddie Roach.
A world champion boxer though can hit hard. There was
an interview done with Freddie Roach, right? And Paulie Malignaggi had turned around and says, "I'm going to knock it. I could knock out Conor McGregor." And Freddie Roach started laughing and says, Paulie Malignaggi shouldn't say he's going to knock anybody out. Right? Because he's not, that's not who he is. It's not who he ever was.
T-Boz is on the job now. He's going to find out what his stoppage ratio is.
Okay. So I mean, it's no particularly great. And if I was to pick...
Should be enough ring craft, and he's got enough power to deal with somebody who's never fought in boxing before.
Going back to it, right? Me versus Bungie. Alright?
We've closed the fight. We're going to
If I've got Bungie coming at me relentlessly, right? Then, even if he doesn't hurt me, then what's going to happen is my legs are going to start going on fire.
But you'd be able to slow him down with some shots and movement.
That's right. That's what I would do. I would stiffen up the shot. I would hurt him.
Malignaggi should be capable. For me, Malignaggi should be skillful enough to take that guy.
How do we know he hasn't? How do pause?
Because he get put in his bum
No,
and admits 11 from 12 round.
According to what Paulie Malignaggi said,
What we got?
5 kilos out of 36.
No, 7.
Seven.
It's
Seven,
8.
7 out of 36 wins.
8. Oh, that's losses.
Okay, so
No,
if we then take that, if we add those 8 losses onto that takes us up to 44 fights, and he's got 7 KO wins.
So
out of
what's
44
Mayweather then? Does this give Mayweather's not got a lot of stoppages?
Mayweather has less stoppages now that he's moved up in weights, but Mayweather at one time.
It's like 26%, I'm
Ma-
sure it'll tell you. It was something along
May-
the lines.
May-
It wasn't
May-
it wasn't
Mayweather at
huge.
one time had a big stoppage ratio, and then he just dragged it back.
Put it down to sore hands into him.
How do you see him beating Conor McGregor?
I think he will pick and poke away at Conor McGregor.
26.
26, that was it?
26 out of 49.
I
So
looked at it earlier on.
so he's almost got a 50% ratio. I mean, don't get me wrong. Remember what he done to Hatton? There was Hatton dived in. He just got Hatton diving in. Bump. There you go.
So back to my question.
Aye,
How
back
do
to
you
the-
see him?
I think the referee will stop the contest somewhere after the 6th. I think that he will just pick and poke and land crisp and clean as he chooses until you've got this quite sad, puffy-faced figure of Conor McGregor trying desperately to stay in the fight, because I've got no doubt he's brave, I've got no doubt he's fit, but I think the referee will step in somewhere after the 6th.
Do you think there's a possibility that McGregor can land that
Of
left?
course there is. Of course there is.
And do you see him come down? Do you see
no,
McGregor go
I've
down
got a
that?
question for you.
Of course there
I've
is.
got a question for you. When was the last time a world title shot got stopped by a lucky punch in boxing? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't tend to happen, no, it doesn't.
So he shouldn't have a
But
chance.
no, but of
Because
course,
it's skill.
Well, what I'm talking
If
about,
Conor McGregor beats him, it's skill.
Of course it does.
It's skill.
If Conor McGregor beats him, it's because it's maybe not purely skill. It's because of all the different factors: the
No.
will, the strength, the fitness, all these different things that come in here.
But when everybody agrees in a way,
it's not gonna
you're
happen.
accepting that.
But it's not going
I know a little bit
I know,
of that.
and I'm not
Here's the
saying
thing.
it's not.
Here's
You're saying he can?
Would you?
No, of course I can, but what that's, as I said earlier on, as I said previously before we started this,
But it's no.
that's why there's always a chance, and that's why I put on a lottery ticket. Because there's always a chance.
Would you put your house in Mayweather winning?
No, I wouldn't put my house in there, because why would I? It's no got. I'm not even putting a tenner on it.
What do you think?
I
What do
don't
you think is
gamble.
going to happen, Paul? We've been asking once.
In the scenario like where McGregor lands that shot, I think he lands that crisp with the lighter gloves as well. We've not even spoke about that. The fact that he went from 10 to 8 ounces.
The vast majority of Floyd Mayweather's
It's
fights
fair as 8
are
ounces.
gloves.
I don't. That
It's
makes
all-
no
it's
difference
only-
to me.
I think it benefits McGregor.
I think
Who's-
I think it benefits the guy that's going to be landing.
There's two ways I see that. If you're in Conor McGregor's side and you think he's going to knock him out early on, it benefits McGregor. If you're Mayweather and it's going longer, it should benefit Mayweather later on, because they'll add up more.
All the hits.
Honestly, I think.
So you should see an earlier stoppage from Mayweather if you're in.
Put it this way,
For me-
I thought Diaz outboxed Mayweather at times. No, sorry,
McGregor.
McGregor at times.
Diaz.
I thought Diaz done it.
Oh, he definitely did.
Right.
Right.
Now you know what?
Different size, different.
I know.
McGregor's got a different
McGregor's used to
stance,
being.
a different
McGregor's
way
used to
he
being the
boxes,
longer guy,
distance,
and then
he's
you go
gonna
up
be
against Diaz, who's longer than him. You need to change your style altogether. You need to change the way you
what
strike.
I think he's going to find here is the shorter man can out jab the longer man through timing, and
Oh, for sure.
has Mayweather's timing slipped? Possibly. Is he the same man that he was? Like, I know that he's saying a lot of these things because he's trying to build the hype up for the fight and
See when them days put.
but it's kind of true. It is, to an extent, it's true, because he has retired. He retired for a reason. He retired because he no longer.
When have you
felt
ever
the
heard a fighter putting himself down
Yeah,
before a fight?
he's done
Let's
to
say
sell
that,
it.
right?
He's done to sell it, right? He's done to sell it. But there's an element of truth in it. Otherwise, we'd never retired. If he still felt he was the elite fighter that he was 5 years ago, then he would still be fighting, and he'd be going for that 50 on a legitimate basis, rather than fighting an MMA guy that's never had a pro fight. He has slipped. He's not the same man he was, but he's still
2 years out. 2 years out and no firing properly.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting a bigger and aggressive opponent. this is this fairy tale
I think
thing.
there
This
is
this fairy tale
excitement. I
thing.
think that brings the excitement. Nobody would be as excited.
The only reason that I'm even the slightest bit excited,
You're
I'm
excited.
nervous-
You've been talking about nervous.
Do you know why? Do you know why I'm nervous and excited about it?
Because yes.
Craig Devine has got me nervous about this. The stick that I'm going to take off MMA guys, and in particular Craig Devine, is going to be unbelievable.
For anybody that doesn't know, Craig Devine's a guy that goes to the
The
gym.
January boys them up.
That's why I'm a wee bit nervous. Other than that, for a whole boxing point of view, I can't see past it. And the thing about it is, in another scenario, I would be rooting for McGregor. That whole story of a guy who 7 years ago was on the dole and is now fighting at this level, I should kind of be rooting for him.
Who should you be rooting for? A guy who owns strip clubs, beats his wife, or the family guy? Do you know what I mean? But that's true.
It is true. But it's not a case. It isn't a case of rooting. I'll be honest. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd probably root for him. No, I mean, okay, that's it.
So we can done this podcast, grilling Lawrence Murphy.
But it's no going to happen. It isn't going to happen.
My outlook for the point of boxing is like, a lot of people are mad, but I think it's the best thing that's happened to boxing
It's
in
the
years
biggest. It's the biggest fight
because
ever.
he's bringing new eyes to it.
I don't think. I think
I
it's,
do.
You don't think it's the biggest fight?
Nah.
I look at it a
Two
different
seconds.
way.
So you've got people are like, oh, what about Triple G and Canelo? What about this? More people are going to buy that than we're going to buy it anyway, because you're going to have the guys who were watching McGregor are now going to be interested in what happens there. That's the best thing that's happened today.
You don't think this is going to be the best boxing
No,
match
I
of all
don't.
time?
I don't. The best thing is having boxing. It's certainly not going to be the best boxing match of all time, right? It's
Biggest,
not.
it's going to have the biggest.
It's the
pay-per-view
biggest-
draw.
it's the biggest.
It may have that, but I don't think that's. I actually think that's a really bad thing. I think that you've got the whole style over substance thing has come in. The hype has come in more than the quality that you've got. This is the X factor. You know what I mean? Dana White is the Simon Cowell of fighting. it's so hyped. It's unbelievable.
He's the greatest promoter of all time.
Last week you had Crawford united the light welterweight titles. Just the other night there. Okay, that's it. An undisputed.
Was it pay-per-view?
Yes, undisputed light welterweight champion of the world. It's passed everybody by. Right, quality. Top match quality, and it's passed everybody by because this monster.
People weren't going to watch it
because of this monster thing, right? Okay, and this is what I mean, right? We've got Canelo Golovkin, right? We've got just around it Lomachenko fighting. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name because I always get it wrong, right? But they're the top matches, and people aren't noticing it because they're caught up in the hype.
People wouldn't be. People wouldn't be on social media, be like, oh, Golovkin, Canelo, only the hardcore boxing fans would be.
Yeah.
Now Conor McGregor's bringing this new audience to this fight.
See this new audience.
This new audience will make your boxing club busier,
I don't
possibly
think it is.
in 10 years' time.
I don't think it depends who wins. Maybe you'll be mobbed out the door.
No, but even see if Conor McGregor wins, in my eyes, it's the best thing that happened to boxing. Because he'll fight again.
I actually think as far as boxing and new boxing fans and new kids taking it up and looking at role models, I can't think of two worse role models.
Conor McGregor's a good role model.
I think Conor McGregor is a horrible role model. I think you're standing there and people are standing there and it's all arrogance. But let's take both of them together. Arrogance, greed.
Mayweather for sure.
Money. It's all money. This general vulgarity and obnoxiousness off the pair of them. I mean, McGregor, he's all flash. I mean,
see if you listen to his interviews when he speaks, he's inspirational. The stuff he says is inspirational.
But is he getting those interviews in the tap of a Bentley that he's rented?
No. He sits down. He knows that's part of the show business. He's playing a character there. But then he sits down and talks about his work ethic. That's Mayweather does as well, but he's bought strip clubs with it. So.
I think the two of them are very, very similar.
I think McGregor's a good Good family guy. Hard worker. That's my pick.
We'll see if he's a good family guy. That time will tell whether he's a good family guy. Time will show that. You can post up love hearts to your missus, but that doesn't make you the best. The parallels between the two of them are pretty similar. I mean, we talk about McGregor having this rags to riches story. His rags to riches story doesn't compare with Mayweather's. Mayweather was as dirt poor gets. I mean, he had nothing. Now, okay, he built that success up over a longer period of time, and he moved from the amateur star through. By the time he turned professional, he was already a professional star. So you didn't notice it the same, but he was as dirt poor as poor could be. And Conor McGregor's short time on the dole doesn't compare with the level of poverty that Mayweather had. It just doesn't compare. So when we talk about this rags to riches story, well, there's two of them there. And I read this thing, somebody was trying to put on Maslow's hierarchy and how Conor McGregor was this great example of a self-actualising person. And he's going to win it because he's a self-actualising person. And I think to myself, you've got a guy, the guy that he's fighting is 49-0, won world titles at numerous weights, has made more money out of the sport than anybody else, and we're saying that Conor McGregor's going to beat him because Conor McGregor's a self-actualising person. You know what I mean? It's crazy. People are ignoring what they're saying.
Back to the fight tactics. Right.
Okay.
So Paul, what do you think Conor McGregor has to do?
I think he just has to land. I think he needs to land crisp, what nobody's been able to do, and that's where the issue comes. Nobody's been able to land crisp on Mayweather. Like, we've not seen it. And for an MMA fighter who's long, reachy, there is a possibility.
He throws different. He's not throwing. As
Exactly.
you said, people are like, oh, his shots are a wee bit army. He's not turning his leg in. Sometimes they're a bit faster, and they're the ones that can catch. I don't think they do as much damage with a boxing glove on as they do with an MMA glove on. That's my point. It is fast, sometimes faster. He's coming at different angles, slightly different. His stance has got to be different, so it's a different reach.
Southpaw as
But
well.
on the other note, he's been Floyd Mayweather's been wearing the gloves all his life. Do you know what I mean? He knows how to defend.
One of
There's less
the
space.
things we do is use as coaches, me as a fighter, you as a fighter, is we try and mimic. So to mimic Floyd Mayweather's easy. There's like a million boxers out there that he could pull in and get him to mimic. To mimic Conor McGregor as a boxer, southpaw, that range, I think it's a lot harder to mimic.
I think people are saying to mimic Floyd Mayweather is easy, and they've been trying to do it for is that have we had 2 decades yet? They've been trying to do it. Nobody's cracked the puzzle, and I think the best chance that Conor McGregor could have is if he can get inside Floyd Mayweather's head and get Floyd Mayweather to change the puzzle. To try and force him to, and this goes on to something we touched on, that you says that if Conor McGregor can, he loses the fight but he doesn't get knocked out early, right? If the best chance that Conor McGregor's got to win in this fight is for Floyd Mayweather to become arrogant and say, I'm going to steam in there, and
Mayweather says that, but
try and knock him out early.
I don't think he'll do it.
Mayweather should fight with the same puzzle that he's fought with for the last, 20 years. And if he's not fought that puzzle for 20 years, the last 10 years, because he used to be quite, he used to be quite, no, like he used to go forward, and he doesn't do that now. He'll just break him down. He won't dive in. He won't do a Jose Aldo. He won't dive in and get caught. He won't make those kind of mistakes. He won't do an Alvarez and stand there in front of him trying to get in. He'll find his way in. And McGregor's not going to get the opportunities that
McGregor's probably sparred just as much in the style as Mayweather's sparred his style. For nobody fights in MMA that. Do you know what I mean?
Nobody does it.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
it's probably easier to mimic
that than it is to mimic Conor McGregor.
But not at the level that Mayweather does.
No, maybe not at the level, but
that stance.
I actually think that it's going to be McGregor that finds himself in a world that he's never been before. I don't think he's going to be bringing anything that Mayweather hasn't really seen. But we can talk about stances, we can talk about reach, we can talk about all these things. What I think one of the key things he doesn't bring is the subtleties. I don't think he brings an awful lot of subtleties in there. Where I think when he's got Mayweather in front of him, Mayweather will be doing tiny little movements with his eyes, little movements with his head, tiny little things that's going to be giving McGregor hundreds to think about, and I don't think we will read it. I think McGregor will tire even when he isn't working.
See, as
So what
McGregor,
Paulie Malignaggi should have been doing to him.
Paulie Malignaggi doesn't have the stamina to do it. Honestly, to go in there. Well, put it this way, right? I've been prepping a couple of guys for fights that were 10 rounds and 12 rounds. I got a 12-round fighter and a 10-round fighter coming up in the fights, and we started off with 6-round spars when they were fit. We started off with 6-round spars when we were fit because I wasn't throwing them in there to do the 12 rounds. The fact that Paulie Malignaggi thinks he can jump off a plane, straight back into camp, and goes, you know what, I'm going to do 12 rounds with you. I wouldn't do it, right? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't
He has been
expect.
training 3 weeks. I know 3 weeks is 3
I
weeks.
wouldn't expect any of my guys to do it. The fact that he can do that, well, that to me shows there's a lot wrong with McGregor. And I watched the clip, and everybody's looking at, was it a knockdown? Was it not a knockdown? Instead of watching that, watch McGregor. Watch him. Watch his side chin. Watch him tapping away. Watch how
You just consider that boxing would call that a slap. People were saying it's a slap when the way he's turning his hooks.
Look how off balance
it's
it
not
looked.
hitting at the top.
Look how he doesn't have the grounding at that particular time to capitalise and follow up on his shots. These are the things that I'm looking at, and I'm looking and saying the Paulie Malignaggi that I seen in front of him against a good boxer was getting knocked out spark. He was getting caught clean, and he wasn't getting back up. The fact that a guy who's dead on his feet is back up and ready to carry on, that's very detrimental for McGregor as far as I can see.
So what do you think? For me, I think Conor McGregor, if he's got a chance, he has to rough him up. He has to get in the clinch, has to be keep punching, let no stay still, no hold, push him back, as you said, frustrate him, bring him out this
That's what I
shell.
was going to say. That's how
Because he does get frustrated. He's obviously get frustrated in that fight where the guy low blowed him, so then he knocks him out. Because that's because he gets frustrated. Headbutt and he touched off and then he knocked him out.
Aye, was he frustrated, or was his head working really calm and thinking to himself, you know what, defend yourself at all times, I'm going to draw you in here, I'm going to expose your chin and I'm going to hit you. Although you can say it's frustrated, there was a real calculation.
There's calculation.
So, I mean,
experience.
If that's frustration, then that's the right kind of frustration to have. Look, if I'm training Conor McGregor, what am I thinking? I would be working on his right hand. I'd be working on trying to develop a real good right hook, a real good right uppercut off his right hand, because we all know the danger. We all know the danger in his left hand. So let's try and increase the danger in his right hand. I would be.
I don't think this is my view. I know I don't think a boxing perspective
wins this.
Wins it. Because the best boxers in the world have tried it. I think he has to come in with something unorthodox.
Problem is, he's in a boxing ring.
He is in a boxing match. I think in a boxing fight, he could bring something different to the table if he can come up with something.
Making his arms heavy.
They're allowed a Superman punch. I know that's the thing.
You're allowed it, but
I don't think it's going to land.
He's not allowed a spinning back fist?
No, you're not allowed a back fist. No, he's not allowed a back fist.
No.
He's allowed a Superman punch. It's a legal show.
Right. Well, anyway, I think the fights. I think McGregor could do it if he gets the blood into his arms. Like we've seen it ourselves when we go from boxing to grappling to jiu-jitsu to MMA sparring. Get the blood into his arms and make him unable to punch. Bring him into a nasty
So
world.
you want me to carry his weight? You think if he
lean
carries his weight,
on
lean on him, punch him?
maybe dirty
Folk
shots,
tried
maybe
that.
uppercuts.
It's been tried for ages, and as far as when people talk about hitting arms, Mayweather, that's what he does. He takes shots in the arms.
For me, boxing, Mayweather should be better at a boxing clinch than McGregor is at a clinch, in my eyes. But I would say
some of the clinches that I've seen, even you spar, That's massive. Even used.
Even used.
But no, I think you're very efficient in the clinch. I think that boxing could take something from that. I do think that boxing could take something from the speed.
Do you think they could take the warm up?
No, it's just a warm up. It looks hilarious.
See what it is? A warm up that makes fucking news and everybody's talking about it. He's got all the boxers mimicking it.
He's probably got the best sports science guys in the world to find out what loosens off the shoulders best, and they probably could take it.
I think it looks quite impressive, to be honest. But
I think that's where he's got that edge as well. You've got Mayweather, who's been doing the same thing for years, and he's not going to go in there and change up his fight camp that's worked for him for 49 fights. He's going to do the same thing. You've got a guy like McGregor who moves with time. Well, everybody was like slagging him for working with Idol Portal. Everybody's the way,
and then everybody was doing it.
And everybody's doing it.
Folk could get long hair and movement coaching.
but I think that's just where MMA's that wee bit ahead of boxing and that science department.
As diet and stuff.
But
cutting weight.
I don't think it's as ahead of it as Mayweather. I think Mayweather his career has lasted the way it has. He's been relatively injury free the way he has been, other than his hands. He has adapted throughout his career. As you look at,
I'm not buying his McDonald's though. See when he's like eating McDonald's.
Strip clubs, McDonald's,
Nah.
It's but when you look at him, his early days. I mean, you've seen that knockout ratio. Everybody thought a rotten knockout ratio, but it's kind of almost 50%. But that's because in his early days, when he was a young, fresh world champion, he was aggressive. Now he's changed things over time. He's changed things over time. He's honed his craft. He's changed his style. He's probably changed.
He's moved for the times.
He's moved with his times. He's probably got a highly scientific.
He knows he can't go head to head with somebody, so he's adapted to turn into a more defensive.
And I think for an MMA perspective, I think the best chance McGregor has is if he can get him to try and come forward, right? And I also
short punches in the clinch that annoys people.
And I also think they're shouting for Mayweather to do that because it helps McGregor win. McGregor's trying to do that from his point of view. But I think the other thing is, I think that's going to be the get out when Conor McGregor gets his arse handed to him, right? I expect the next day to see, alright, see what happens in an octagon, right? And I'm going to go, it's no in an octagon.
Nobody cares.
Right? He should have stopped. Surely if he was that good, he'd have stopped him he would have stopped him in a round. If that was in an octagon, he wouldn't last a round. I'm expecting to hear all that kind of stuff.
I say as if Conor McGregor lasted more than 4 rounds, he's won. But I take that back. I say if Conor McGregor is competitive with Floyd Mayweather for more than 4 rounds, I think that's a win for him.
I don't think it'll be competitive.
If he is, I say that's a win for him. I think that's a win. Not if he just lasts, but if he's competitive, I think that's a win for him, and that'll impress me. That's what I think.
I'll be honest with you, if he's competitive for 1 round,
you'll be impressed.
That will impress me. If he's competitive for 1 round, I think he'll be punching shadows and getting caught. I don't see big dramatic combination. There he's caught again. And it'll happen a few times around. And I say, after about 6, I think you'll see a tired, frustrated, bloodied, swollen-faced Conor McGregor, who, for all his arrogance and all his obnoxiousness, I'll start to feel quite sorry for.
That's how you end the podcast right there.
Even though I'll be waiting to YouTube and watch it, I'm not paying for it.
I think that's another thing. Like, see, no matter what you put a price on this,
you're paying for it. You're 100% paying for it. You're watching it live.
I'm not staying up for it. Not honestly.
You're setting up for it. You're 100% setting up for it. You're kidding on. You're not setting up for it. And you get a card out in.
That's one of the things. Like, this could be priced at any price, and I think everybody's still going to get paid. If you're billing this at 20 quid or you're billing this at 100 quid, people are still going to pay for it, regardless. Would you pay 100 quid to watch this? I know.
Aye, for sure.
No, honestly, I wouldn't. And
would you let somebody else pay £100?
If they showed it earlier on the night, I'm not staying.
As long as you get the beers in as well.
I'm not staying up to 4 in the morning to watch it. I'm not doing that. And I found it quite funny. Before Sky got the contract,
everybody was
all these boxing guys are coming around going, McGregor doesn't stand a chance. Not a hope. As soon as Sky get the contract, all these boxing pundits for Sky are,
he's old.
he's getting old. It's the unknown. All these things that people are saying.
They're selling the fight.
They're selling the fight.
And it's been sold. It's been sold to us. Even that interview with McGregor was doing, and it was just a off the cuff remark, and now it's actually came true.
Who
That's
do
crazy.
you think punches harder? Who do you think punches harder, Paul?
Right, wearing boxing gloves, you get a wee bit more confident. Right, you've got that added padding, your wrists are all strapped up, they're a lot tighter, you can punch that a wee bit harder. Does it do as much damage as an MMA glove? No. With regards to punching harder, my money's still on McGregor. Bigger, longer levers, and
I think,
it's been proven.
right,
Look at him, he knocks people out.
I'll tell you, I look at Conor McGregor punching, and he punches the way I would punch. See if I was at the fun fair, right? See if I was at the Gallaudet shows and one of the punching machines was there,
And you're
right?
getting your weight behind it.
And I was allowed to stand, set myself up, and get my weight behind it. That's how Conor McGregor punches. In that scenario, maybe he punches harder than Mayweather, right? But that's not how it is.
Aye.
I don't
I
think
think
he can pull the trigger the way that Mayweather
That
can pull the
speed.
trigger. That
Reaction
relaxation, that whatever the angle is, he's landed on his feet a wee bit. Use the example of Jose Aldo, right? He caught him a shot that Aldo kind of almost.
He stepped back with his right leg at the same time, and his feet were in close.
But his level,
It landed
it was
in
almost, it was more almost Aldo's level. He's landed on his fist at the same time. So that was incredible. It was a really dramatic shot. Other than that, I've seen him land. I've seen him land against Alvarez. I've seen him land against Diaz. And over time they started taking their toll, but I didn't see this real vicious one punch power that I've seen against Jose Aldo.
What he did when he changed the pace, exploded, then it was knockout.
And
The knockout.
the other thing about the Jose Aldo that people don't tend to mention is Aldo caught him too, right? Aldo, his defensive frailties meant that Aldo caught him too, and that's it.
The way I see it is McGregor hits harder with 4 ounce glove on, and Mayweather hits harder with an 8 or a 10 ounce boxing glove on.
I think
That's the way I see it.
There's so many
There's
variations on this.
It's.
What we testing here? Power? Because you were talking about speed.
I think the glove matters. I think the glove matters in accuracy. Like
I don't think he punches hard with an MMA glove on, all that. There's no that confidence to swing as hard as you can. Whereas a boxing glove and your arms nice and strapped
I think
up.
you summed up the point lovely. I think you summed up the point lovely with that wee phrase, right? And that to me is what separates the two. There's no that confidence there to swing as hard as you can. Mayweather doesn't swing it in. Mayweather chooses where he's going to land, and he lands it with pinpoint accuracy. And once he decides that he's going to put his weight in the shot and take him out, that's when it will harm, right? He doesn't swing enough. He doesn't take chances. He doesn't hang his chin out to dry.
Whereas McGregor does.
McGregor does. And he gets away
that's
with
what's going to make it exciting, though.
it-
That's what's going to make the fight exciting. People want to buy it. Mayweather's going to go and try and knock him out. If he doesn't in the first 4 rounds, then he knows he's going to get beat. He's going to get picked apart. He's going to get took to school.
I think it's amazing. I think roughly about 4:30 in the morning next Saturday.
Twitter
It's
will
got-
blow up.
No, I think it's going to be like the Emperor's New Clothes. I think it's going to be like the Emperor's New Clothes. Everybody that's been hyped up with Conor McGregor is, the Emperor is going to be sitting there going like,
How many people have said that about?
No,
How many people have
regardless
said?
of the result
How
for
many
me,
people have said Aldo's
McGregor.
going to beat him? How many people have said
Exactly.
Alvarez is going to beat him? How many people have said everybody McGregor's been up against is going to beat him?
and I would turn around and say that.
See, regardless of the result, McGregor wins for me. He's went into
He's won
the best, the greatest of all time.
It's
and
amazing.
fought in the-
Completed life.
It's
complete-
amazing. It's amazing
for
what,
me,
what,
he's
what he's
won.
done. But what he's talking about, it shows me the path he's on now. He's talking about fighting Khabib. I'm going to
No.
fight Khabib in Russia. It's all about money now.
No.
It's like,
Was
I
that
think- I
what
don't-
they come out and said that?
Right, see that fight, this is my take on that. He's getting the Russian fans involved in the Mayweather fight because he knows how big
Possible,
that is.
huh?
So now they'll want to see this fight. So sort of like John Jones saying he wants to fight Brock Lesnar when he was getting all these WWE fans interested in Jones in DC. I think that was like strategy, marketing strategy. I see Mayweather fighting Paulie next, where Mayweather's promotions.
Mayweather fighting Paul.
No,
McGregor?
McGregor, where McGregor promotion set up through that. and let a big fight there. That's what I think. I think that's a
That,
build up
that
for the
fight
next
only
fight.
happens if it's competitive. If McGregor is competitive, if McGregor goes in there,
I think
and gets
regardless,
absolutely
mate.
spanked.
I think
don't it
McGregor
is.
fights him
I
regardless
don't think it is.
because there's a backstory. I want to see him fight.
I think
There's a great
I think
backstory
Conor
there.
McGregor maybe beats him. I think Mayweather beats him. I think anybody round about a good professional standard beats him. I think Michael McGurk beats him. I think Michael McGurk that I train now beats Conor McGregor.
I'd give you that.
I think he beats Conor McGregor. I think it's as simple. And it's not. I don't think Conor
My
McGregor.
heart says Michael, but my head's just saying McGregor.
He's a bastard.
I'm winding you
I'm trying to
up.
fucking do
I'm winding you
a
up.
pitch for my boy. You fucking idiot.
I'm trying to wind you up.
Oh, so anyway, we've kind
Nah,
of covered. We've
we
kind of
got
covered. You're Michael McGurk's coach. Tell the guys
What's next for Michael?
What's next for Michael and the guys you train
Well,
boxing.
can't tell you.
I can't tell you.
I can't tell you from. But
Leave us in suspense.
I'm
You can't do that.
I'm
guys.
leaving you in suspense. Well, you mentioned Michael first. What with Michael? Michael's developing as a fighter. He won the WBC youth silver title there a few months ago. We're looking to build on that, developing in the ratings. We're looking to take the chances and take the opportunities that come our way in order to develop to the next stage. That's Michael. Working with Jay. Jay is a work in progress. He's very much a work in progress. He's a heavyweight, carrying a bit of timber now as well. He's a young boy. He's 19 years old, and this is the key thing with Jay. He is 19 years old. Tons and tons of potential. But sometimes we've just got to rein in the crazy, fearless 19-year-old that's in there, because that's who he is. He can hit like a horse. He could have a future if he just calms down, focuses on the boxing. Jay will do fine. Also working with Willie Lemond. Willie is a seasoned professional, a fantastic technical boxer. He's been around the block once or twice. And Willie still feels, and I believe as well, that he still has championship fights in him. Certainly got something to give, but I also think there's plenty for him to take out of boxing as well. I think there's still the ability for Willie Lemon to go out and win titles at a high level.
There's one other thing I take away. You admitting Bumgards would beat you at 12 rounds.
I didn't
When
say
you won
that.
that.
I didn't say that.
He
danced round about it. He danced round about it.
I says I couldn't date without hurting him.
Oh, guys.
Right.
Listen, guys, this has been one of the funnest podcasts we've done. And you know what? For everybody out there who's been listening to guys who are trying to sell a fight, none of us are trying to sell the fight. That's the thing. When you're listening to media, they're selling the fight, regardless of who it is you're listening to. Sky Sports, we've known, and it's been great actually listening to your insight to Mac and Mayweather. So, guys, next Saturday, what is it, the 24th?
24th of August.
24th of August. Enjoy it.
We'll all be tuning in. We'll all be tuning in.
Lawrence Murphy's buying it. Is it the 26th? We'll just watch it the 24th as well. So guys, listen, thanks very much, and keep it Bearback.
Good.
Cheers, man.
Well done.
That's all right.
Now I realise why I get sat in the middle, so I get fucking ganged up.
He's red. Yeah, that's how bad boy now.
Take off that rib and sword me set out.
Set.